Well, that just happened for Taizai. Elaine has been resurrected by one of the Ten Commandments. And this is not, by no means, a good thing. Because Elaine being back, because of one of the Ten Commandments, is not good. That mass resurrection is very fucking bad. Because it's not confirmed, but we can assume that this Ten Commandment that brought back the dead can control the dead. For instance, manipulate them in a way to where they follow her will. So Elaine is probably not going to be the exact same Elaine we know of. It is her soul, like, inside of her, but it's not the same Elaine that we know of that's very kind and happy. This Elaine is going to be a killing machine, in a certain sense. I could see something like that happening, and if that is what is going to happen, the fairies in that forest need to fucking run. They need to fucking run. Bond's development with his character, his backstory reveal to, finding out more about him and what drives him, along with finding out more about his past when it comes to his sister, to Jericho being friend-zoned, to his father, and also, just more of the reasons why he really is upset about what he did to Meliodas, his best friend. Well, he finally got clarification on all of these different things. And I'm loving where Nakaba-sensei is taking Bond's character, where he is going right now, because seeing, like, that one scene with father and son just sitting down, and they were talking about their past and stuff, and how, like, what happened to Bond because of his foster father abandoned him to go save his real son. That was kind of, in a way, similar to what happened to Bond, what Bond did to Meliodas. He chose his lover over his friend, and that's kind of what Bond's father did. So, right now, Bond is kind of repeating the mistakes of his foster father, but before he dies, his foster father is actually telling him some advice of what he should possibly do. And I wonder, with the death of Bond's father, I wonder if he will be brought back, like, because of this Ten Commandment. Now, we come to find out the reason how these souls are being brought back is because they have regrets, and, these regrets after they died. And it makes you believe, okay, so what regrets did Elaine have? Like, if I had to summarize what regrets Elaine had, it might have been because she was envious she couldn't be with Bond, and she was upset with the demons because of what they did to her, separating her from Bond, or she was upset because of King abandoning her, or maybe it was a variety of issues. That's why Elaine got dragged back to the, the real world. And it also leads to the question, I wonder if Bond's foster father might be brought back. Now, you can assume he won't be, because his entire drama with, what happened to him in the past, and, having acceptance before he died, it might make it to where he doesn't come back. But who knows, he might have some form of little regrets before he died, and be brought back and turned into a killing machine right before Bond's eyes. I could see something like that happening. Like, what if that happens? Like, next chapter, Bond's foster father's brought back, and then all of a sudden he goes on a killing rampage, and Bond has to put down his foster father. That would be kind of fucked up. But then, this raises many questions. Since we do know Elaine right now is being controlled, I wonder if the panel work with Meliodas and Elaine, when it's just said, his best friend and lover, I wonder if that was foreshadowing to the possibility of an Elaine and Jericho event. Because, think about this. Jericho right now is following around with Bond. And Bond even admits in the chapter, Jericho is the first human being he actually really likes to be around. And he's happy to have around. And she reminds him a lot of his sister. And we kind of find out about, Bond's sister, of how she died at age 4, which, that's fucked up. That's pretty fucked up. But, back on to Jericho. Jericho gets sister-zoned. And Bond is fine with her hanging around him, just, being around him at all times, because, it's like a little sister. And I wonder if there's going to come a time in the future where he's going to have to choose, like, is he going to save, Jericho, or is he going to let Jericho die for Elaine? And then also there might be a possibility of a choice to where the Ten Commandment that has resurrected all the dead back, if that Ten Commandment gets taken down to where the Ten Commandment dies, maybe all the souls that have came back from the dead might disappear as well. So that arrives to an entirely new issue and point of drama in the future, because if that one Ten Commandment gets killed and then the souls disappear, that would mean Elaine dies. And if Bond can interact with Elaine, and Elaine is, let's say, in a natural being mind where she is fine, I don't think Bond would want to kill that 10th commandment, because that would mean he'd be separated from his lover. So, many issues just popped up with this chapter, along with the possibility of Bond having to choose between Jericho and Elaine, and then, you know, the fairy forest being destroyed by a killing machine, and then, you know, maybe Bond's father being brought back if he does have some form of regrets. So yeah, that is the chapter of Taizai. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.